on everyone. So we have today another new project to do. Boys are catching some rays. It's a nice day today. Oh, okay, it's only like 13-14 degrees. Nice. Pretty good. Nice sunny. I think tomorrow's going to be sunny. Tomorrow's Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday rain, like heavy rain. So yeah, might as well make the most of today and tomorrow. Well, the afternoons anyway. So we'll see how far we get today, depending on back and time. So that's the main thing. So you can probably tell by the title of the video, we're going to make a press. I used to have one. I had it. It was in the way for 5 years. I used to have it sitting in front of that, so I had to shift it every time I wanted to go into there. Not that I go in there very often, but had to shift it all the time. I used it once. Can't remember what I paid for it. Not sure. Sold it. Had it for 5 years. It got all rusty because it obviously gets splashed from water. Sold it at a loss, pretty much. Used it once. That was probably 3 years ago, and now I need a press. So we're doing the bearings, the bushes on the i20, and I don't have a bearing or bush press. I don't know what you call them. Shot press, bench top press. It's only going to be a little one. That's all I need is like 300mm, something like that, working kind of area. It's just to press bearing and put bushes out. I don't do any big work on it, nothing like that. So I did have this old jack here. So it's a ProLift 1.85 ton bottle jack. I don't know where the handle is. I could have made another handle, but it's only 1.8 ton. So yeah, it'll probably be enough for what I need. Probably would have been enough. I didn't pay for that. That kind of fell in my car when I was leaving a job. So all good. I did pay for this bit. As you can see, never used. I think that was from AliExpress. I think it's a bearing puller kit, but you can use all this kind. This is really handy to use on the press. But I'm pretty sure it's just it's more of a bearing puller. But yeah, handy to use on the press. I thought I had another kit. It'll only be there if I've got it, but another box. I may have sold it with the press. I can't remember. Now, obviously, if you don't have any materials or tools, just go and buy one because they're not expensive. I've found them Vevor on eBay. So if you buy them directly off Vevor, they're over $200. Off eBay is like $160. So yeah, if you don't have a welder and grinders and things like that, it's not worth it. Even for me, I've got all the tools. If I didn't have the materials here that left over from other projects, I would just go and buy one because steel's not cheap. I did kind of look up. This is not a full length here, but this is about $40. This it's 5mm thick, 40 by 40 angle. So I had that left over from when we were actually building the house. So that's probably 13 or so years old. This was left over from when I made the garage creeper. And I think this is the same stuff, so this must be just another bit that I had laying around. So you can see I've already marked it out. This was from Garage Creeper as well. Yeah, what's this? 40 by 5mm as well. So we got 40 by 5mm, 40 by 40, and 40 by 40 5mm angle. So that's a bit of a fluke actually. I didn't realise that. So everything's the same size. So all good there. So this pole here is what I had already, and then that pole is what I just went and bought from Bunnings. So, like I said, if you had to pay $40 for that, I don't even know if this will be enough actually. Yeah, by far this will be enough. But if you had to buy that and this, plus the bottle jack. So the bottle jack I just picked up off Marketplace. Guide bought it, never used it, been sitting for ages. So it was only $20. So got that second. So I haven't bought anything new apart from the springs to push the jack back up, or push your bar back up. $20. So that's all I've spent on this. All the rest is just cutting discs. I already had some. I didn't really need them. I just bought them while I was there. So yeah, $20, and I think we'll be able to knock this up for that amount of money. But like I said, they're not expensive to buy. And if you don't have the tools, or you've got the tools but not the material, just buy one. It's not worth it. I'm trying to add it up in my head, but I think those bottle jacks are about $60, or that's a 4-ton as well. So that's much bigger than the one I've got. So 4-ton, is it? Yep, 4-ton bottle jack, 5mm angle, 40 by 40. I think it's like 1.6 mil. So this is not very strong, so I'm going to use this to brace it. You could build the whole thing out of angle though. That wouldn't be a problem. It's just I have this and I don't have enough of that, so it's going to be a mixture. I already had the paint. So yeah, already had the paint. I don't even know if I have used it. Yeah, there you go. It's got some speckles on it, so that's not new, but that's almost full, and it's a rust anti-corrosive epoxy paint. So that's going to be cool. I had a spring here. If I had 2 of these, I wouldn't have bought those springs. So this one is probably not big enough anyway. They're much more heavy duty. So I almost got away without buying anything, but I didn't have another one of them. These big bolts here are going to be the bit that holds your work surface on, the bit that can move up and down. So you'll drill holes through here, and then the bolts will go through, and then brace 1 and brace 2. So I've labelled everything. So brace 1 and brace 2 will be the bit that you put your job on, and they'll have holes through here, and the bolts will go through and lock it into the frame so it can't move. These are going to be beefed up with that. The top will be beefed up with this, and then hopefully there's enough left over, and these will be the feet to stop it from tipping over. So yeah, I don't know how better to explain it, but I have labelled it. So I've got this to be the bottom bit that ties it all together. If I have enough angle, I'll use angle because obviously it's stronger. But if I don't, I've got that as backup. The slide, so your top bit obviously doesn't move. That's the top. Side 1, side 2, 565mm long. So it's not going to be the biggest bench press, but it's going to be pretty stout with 4-ton, nice and small, just for doing little stuff. So yeah, obviously top won't move, and total area will be 350 because the sides will go down from there, not underneath. So otherwise you'll lose another 80mm. So they're going to go on the side and down. This bit will slide. So I'm going to weld this to the top in the middle, and then this pushes down, and then the bit that this goes on is this slide. I'll cut some tabs, weld some tabs like ears on either side of that, and then in the sides from wherever. You don't need it for the whole lot obviously, because the jack is going to take up the first 200 odd mil. So from wherever the base slide is, I hope you guys are following along. Makes sense to me anyway. I'll cut some what's the name with angle grinder. Cut some slots in here, 5mm, 6mm, so that the 5mm plate can slide up and down. That way the slide doesn't rock backwards and forwards, it's locked in on the sides. Springs will go either maybe inside or on the edge, not sure yet, see what we do. Feet, stop it from falling that way and that way, and whatever's left over, we'll cut a bit to get weld over braced, brace 2 and brace 1. So they'll be forward and backwards. Stick with me. If it doesn't make sense, just keep watching it. We'll soon. I'm going to go through it well, not for me, it won't be quick, but for you guys it'll be pretty quick. I'm not going to stop and explain all the time. I'm pretty much going to cut it, have a chat, weld it, have a chat, and then paint it, and then it's done. So it'll be nice and quick. It'll be done in this video. I'll cut it right back, just do some time lapses so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, so let's just start cutting some metal. Hopefully we don't make any mistakes, otherwise I'm going to have to go and buy more metal, and then hasn't blown the budget, but it's kind of defeated the purpose of doing this. So yeah, let's hope, but fingers crossed. We'll end up with a size that I need, that'll suit me good, and we'll be sweet, and we'll go from there. Another option I was actually thinking, because I didn't think I was going to have enough material, another option was to build it into this table that I have here. So these are like fairly thick fence posts. I got some angle here. It's probably 3mm. It's not very strong, but I had enough of that angle. I could have beefed it up, put some gussets in the corners. Up here, put some gussets, put a nice bit across, gusset, probably gusset it down and all that, and then use my 40x40 tube there to build it all in here. But I was thinking if things do start getting out of hand and you start putting 4 ton of pressure or 3 ton, 2 ton, whatever, it's going to start deforming the table. So I think it's best we stay away. Not that it's the flattest table on earth. You can probably see there. I cooked it when I welded it. Flat enough for me, but not flat enough to do, precision. Not that I do precision work, but it's flat. It's not flat. It's bowed a little bit. So it'll only bow more. So I think we stay away from that idea. Would be a good idea if you thought about it at the start and built it into the table and used, that angle there or thicker for your whole table, and then build a bench press into it. That'll be pretty cool. But obviously that's not going to be slick enough. Now my next problem is storage. I literally bought that thing, used it once. That was when I did the gearbox on the Torana. So that was, maybe 6 years ago. Probably longer. I'm not good at estimating years like that. Probably longer, but it was a long time ago. And used it once, and then it stayed in here and just got in the way whenever I went to that sink. I was kicking it. So I'm hoping it may fit here underneath my my welding table. Hopefully it'll fit in there at the back, and it's forgotten about. Or my next option is to actually hang it up, like I've hung my exhaust up here. It's out of the way. It's there to get it if you need it. I don't know how heavy. This is going to end up fairly heavy, so I'm not sure. Another option is behind here. I don't go there very often. I don't know. I'm pressed for space, so having tools. That's why I sell things, because I just don't have enough space to keep tools like that hanging around. So, and then you need it, and you got to make it. So, it doesn't matter. I said to Dad, because he's going to come over probably the week after next week, not this week, and do the job on the i20. So I've got a bit of time to build it, so it's no dramas. I do have this vise, but you can't really. You can put even pressure, but you no way you can get 4 ton of pressure through that. And I don't know how much pressure you need, so I think we're best off to build it. The Commodore's almost cracking 100,000, so that's going to be up for suspension bushes and things like that fairly soon, probably. So yeah, it'll be a nice tool to have. I shouldn't have sold it. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I should have come up with a way to hang it up or get it out of the way, and then I wouldn't have sold it. So it doesn't matter. We'll make it. It'll be a cool little piece to have, and that way I can get rid of my scrap metal here that I have laying around. So that'll work pretty good. So yeah, time lapse incoming, and I'll start cutting some metal. Okay, update using the phone. The camera's flat, so I made a bit of a boo-boo, and I think I'm not going to have enough angle, and I'm not buying any, so it's just going to be, it is what it is kind of thing. So what we got, the boo-boo was I cut reliefs in this to be able to put this on the inside. It's still going to be strong because it's still the same metal on the same metal, it's just the wrong way around. This should have been underneath. That way the jack is pressing on 5mm. I do have this left over, so I'm gonna put that on the inside like that. So that way the jack, it's kind of like a spreader bar. So yeah, that'll fix that problem. So I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. The next thing, so this is the next bit. So that's welded, but not fully. I'm giving the welder a break because that's what happened last time. I welded too much in a row, and this thing just shut down. I thought I blew it up. So yeah, we'll leave it as is. So you might get a bit more of an idea if I kind of lay things out. So that's going to be like that. This is going to be the plate. I think what I'm going to do, I don't know exactly. I think what I'll do is I'll cut this out and keep the bottom bit. Cut this out so this fits inside this, and then that way you're not losing 40mm of squash room. So that way, like that, and then some ears. I'll probably just use some of these offcuts because I've got a few of them. So this will then get welded like that. Like that, and then this I'll cut a channel in here from there to there, and this will be inside there so it doesn't let it slide out. I think that's the best way to kind of attack that problem. And then this will all be welded to that, and yeah, another way you could do it, I just don't have enough of really anything, is get some more flat, like some flat bar, and just weld it directly to that. It may not be too strong though, so I think this is a better option like that. And I don't think I'm going to have enough left over to put a 5mm bit here, so it's kind of going to be, it is what it is kind of thing, because right now, so I've got enough here for the feet, for the legs, unless I can find something else to use for the feet. It's kind of got to be metal though, it can't be wood. I'll sort something out, unless I just go and buy a meter of this angle and then cut it into half, so you got half a meter, and then that'll do for the 2 feet, and then this will sort out all my problems then, because I don't have enough for the other bar, so that can go. Then we can use this. I think that might be the way to do it, like that. And then I'm literally that much short. I'm that much short by of having enough. But then what I can do then is use this, not use this bit. This can go up like that. I won't touch it because it's still quite warm, but like that. So that'll go like that. Then this will be left over to be on the bottom. Yeah, actually no, you won't need it because this is going to take up the slack. Yeah, no, you won't need that. So then we won't need that. That's scrap, but may be used. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm short a foot, and that's it. I'll only need to buy a meter, and that will fix all my problems then. Yeah, unless I can find something here. I know I have got a big bit, but I don't feel like cutting it. I'm gonna go through the cost of buying a meter in discs. I've got this big hunk here, but that's not going to be viable. I'll probably go through, that's what I'm saying, yeah, I'll go through $20 worth of cutting discs. It's just easy to go buy another length of steel, I think. I'll hunt around in the garage, in the shed anyway, and we'll see what we've got. But anyway, that's kind of what we're up to. I think we're getting there. It would have been nice to probably not Where's that other bit? Nah, see, I got not enough, and I can't get. It's got to be that big. It has to be. Yeah, it'll have to be that big to stop it from tipping over. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm just going to need to get another half a metre. I might ask my mate if he's got a fab. He's got a fab company. He may use stuff like that, and if he does, I will probably ask him for half a metre of it. I think that's all I'm going to need. So. Anyway, I'll keep going. Camera's on charge. I'll do another time. I'm going to keep welding anyway, so you might miss a little bit. I'm probably just won't film the grinding, but probably next time you see it, we'll be up to just getting it all together. Drilling some holes for this, for that bar. No, for these bars to rest on. So these are the length of it. Like that, so they're there, and then there'll be some holes, probably only 3 holes, and then that way if you're only squashing something small, it kind of goes like that. If you're squashing something a bit bigger, then you can shift it right down towards about there would be the lowest, because you got this bar, so you'll just drill, and then the big bolts will go through. Yeah, and hopefully that is gonna be strong enough, I'd say so. So there'll be one on this side and one on that side, so you can push right through. Yeah, anyway, I'll keep going, get back to you in a minute. Alright, oh man, we've been going, well, I've been going all day. I think I'm gonna call it there. Might just come out and give one more coat. Actually, they've got enough coats on it. The main body here will need another coat, but she's looking good. So I got all the holes drilled. Oh, I've missed a hole. Whoops. May not need that bottom one. Yeah, so this just is a very, very light coat. You can see through it there. So yeah, oh yeah, and there as well. So all good. Just first coat should always be nice and light. And I just masked up the sticker, just roughly, whatever. The welding came out pretty good actually, because it's a bit thicker than what I normally weld. Come out. I can't read. Well, that's welded there. Yeah, I've grinded it. But yeah, the welds come out not too bad. If you can zoom in there, even down there, bit spotty, but you know, with gasless MIG. And limited skill, very limited skill. It's the best as I'm gonna do. So yeah, but it came out pretty good. I'm happy with that. So, so now these 2 bolts here. I ditched the spring idea. It just wasn't big enough. It wasn't strong enough. So they go through like that. Yeah, okay. I've got to explain the running out of material. But they'll go through like that, and then those 2 bars, one will rest on this side and one will rest on that side, and then off you go. Hopefully it's level. It should be. I did measure it a few times. But yeah, that's about it. You got three kind of levels. So obviously that one there plus the 40 mil, so that's quite close. Then that one is probably going to be your main one that you use all the time, and then that one for anything more. I'm kind of thinking I'll probably be better just to clamp that to the table and then use that, and you wouldn't need that end hole, but no matter, I won't drill it out. I've still got to grind some paint off. So what happened was I've run out of steel, so I fixed up this bit, so you've got a bit of angle that goes that way, so it supports the top, plus it's welded obviously here, and then this one goes down and under, so you've got 5 mil plus the 1.6, then 1.6, then 5 mil. So I don't think that's going to bend. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not going to bend. Then here you've got, this isn't it shouldn't need to be, because the thing I'm going to press is only as big as this plate, and that's 17 mil, that plate there. So I don't think that will break, because these aren't taking any weight. I can't really touch it yet, but these swing. All these do is stop the jack from going towards you and away from you. So there's no weight on this. It's all on this plate. And then you've got obviously got these bolts are definitely gonna, they're more than 10 mil thick. Then over here I've got more angle on the box section, so you can see it there. It's, you know, the 1.6 and then 5 mil plate angle. So that is going to be. I've masked this up as well. You can see there because I didn't want to paint the angle surface. That they're not getting any more coats of paint. So I will just WD-40 that raw steel there, and that's what you're going to be hammering on. So yeah, no need to paint that. It's just going to chip and look not too good. Oh, the dogs can have them. And then this plate obviously only stops these arms from swinging out. So pressure kind of, there's no weight going down on that. It's all just through these holes, through those bars over there, and the top plate. So I think we're good. I'm pretty happy with that. I can't try it yet because obviously the paint's wet, so I may keep this video going until I get the steel to do the legs. Well, these are legs of the feet, I suppose. So I rang my mate up, and he said yes, he does have some angle offcuts. He's cut me 2 bits at 400 mil. I think that's going to be more than enough to hold this, to stop it from moving. The only thing is it's 50 by 50, whereas everything I've used here is 40 by 40, so it's a little bit bigger, but doesn't matter. So 50 by 50, and it's 6 mil, not 5 mil. So it's going to be quite heavy and pretty stout once we're done with it. So should be all good. You can see like the channel that I've cut in here with the angle grinder. So this will slide. I should be able to use it, I suppose. It's probably going to tip over. But you got 200 mil of movement in the jack. Here we go. So you can see it. I've got to move it anyway so I can paint that little section that's missing. So there we go. A bit more. There we go. So you can see the bit there I've missed in there. So we'll get that on the next coat. That paint's almost dry actually. It's only been about 15 minutes. So yeah, pretty good. That's about it. That's all I can say. Yeah, so what I do have left over is not a lot actually. It's pretty good. Is only that. So that's all I had. So it's not long, obviously not long enough to make the feet out of. So yeah, I did have another bit. So what I did, I wasn't going to put this second bit up here. So that way I would have had enough there, but I still was 150 mil short for the one over there. So I thought, well, if my mate's going to give me 2 bits, then I'll use the foot that was meant to be here. I'll reinforce it doubly up here, so double it up there, and then he's going to give me 2 feet. So I reckon that'll work pretty good. Nice and small, good size. It's plenty big enough for what I need. It's I think the biggest bush that we've got to push in is like 60 mil diameter. So plenty of room there, so all good. So yeah, I'm just going to whack a coat. They're done. They've got 3 coats. I'm going to do one more coat on this, if hopefully one's enough, and I'll get back to you in probably a few days. For you guys it'd be 2 seconds, but for me it's going to be best part of 3-4 days, because it won't be until probably about a week actually. By the time I get the steel off my mate on the weekend, and then I probably won't do it over the weekend. I'll do it on Monday after work or something. So yeah, it'll probably be the best part of 5, 6, 7 days, something like that, don't know. And then the following Friday, so as long as I do this on the Monday or Tuesday, the following Friday after that is when Dad will come over and we're going to use it. So all good. Anyway, see in 6 or 7 days for me and 2 seconds for you guys. Alright, dogs are chilling out. Life is kind of back to normal, back from Bustleton, so all good. It's only 13-14 degrees. Nice day today actually. A bit of rain in the morning, but it's kind of cleared up now, so Yeah, not too bad. I think that's about it. Tomorrow is going to be a really nice day. Dad's coming tomorrow morning to work on the I-20, so that's what I'm going to do today, is just finish off this press that I had to make for it, so we can get the bushes done. I'm kind of starting this video like it's a new video, but it's not really. It's about a week since the last little segment that you guys just saw. So yeah, we're just going to finish it off. I got the steel from my mate, so he ended up giving me 2 bits at 400, 50 by 50, 5mm thick, I think it is, or 6mm, I can't remember, but it's beefy, so pretty good for the feet for that. So it will definitely not tip over. It's going to be ultra quick, so it's I'm just going to scrub up where I'm going to weld, figure out where I'm going to weld, probably here. Just get this paint off on both sides, clean this up. There's a bit of rust on it, it's been sitting around for a bit. Clean that up, couple of tacks. I'm not going to go stupid with the welds, there's no need. So it's like 30 seconds of welding pretty much, and then give a paint job and she's all done. The only thing, I did have some springs, I couldn't really make them work. It kind of needs it, but it doesn't really need it. If I'm literally going to use this, this is like a once in 10 year tool. I can kind of put up with it, with not having springs and having to force it up myself. If it was a thing that you were going to use every day of the week, 100% put springs on it. But yeah, it doesn't. It's not going to get springs. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just we'll zip them up with the grinder, zip this up with the grinder, and do some welding. Okay, and that's all it really needs. Yeah, should be fine. So that paint is not very good, so it is what it is. It scratches ultra easy, it doesn't stick at all. It came off like Glad wrap, like plastic. So that was before I got it hot. It just doesn't stick very well. So you definitely won't be buying that paint again, but yeah, I mean that's as much as it needs. That's all you need, you know, for your welds there. You don't need a whole bead. There's just no, it's not going to make it any stronger. It'll actually make it worse because you're putting so much heat into it. It's going to start bringing the steel, it's going to bend it. So the least amount of heat you can put, the better. It does, hopefully the camera picks up. That one looks like it's on an angle that way, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. You can actually see the gap here is a bit bigger. It must have some bubble of weld that it's not sticking to, but as long as it's not going to fall over when we're using it, I'm happy. So that's all good. They're the other bits, so you can see what I mean here. The paint just peels off, like There's just nothing, there's just no stick to it at all. It says it doesn't need a primer for metal, but it obviously does. That is not working at all. But it'll do for what I need it for. So my next job now is to actually find a place to hang it up and get it out of the way, because it's like I said, it's a once in 10 year tool. It's not going to it's not something I need all the time. What's the i20 is the car we're using it on. That's a 2014. So I mean, we haven't done the rears, so they might be coming up in the next 3, 4, 5 years, the rear bushes. And then my Commodore is a 2016, so possibly could use it on that, you know, in the next same 5, 6 years, whatever. The Z, that's a long way down the track before I need anything suspension related for that. And to be honest, it's probably not something I will tackle in 10 years time. Definitely my old man won't be doing it in 10 years time, and I probably wouldn't do it either. So it'll probably go to a shop for that anyway. So yeah, it's only, that's what I mean. That's why I'm not putting a lot of effort or thought into it. It is what it is. It's just a press, and that's it. So while that's drying, I've done a few little mods here, not major things, but I finally got to making this. This was just balancing here before, this little readout. So if you haven't watched the previous video, this whole section here is to do with my solar garden lights. So they are solar lights individually. You just put them in, they got a battery and all that. So that it didn't last very long. They were expensive lights too. They weren't cheapies. They're glass with stainless steel. So yeah, I can't remember. I think they were $80 for 4 or something like that. They're not those $5 ones from Bunnings. These were meant to be really good ones, and they barely lasted a summer. The battery's cooked, all that kind of gear. So, and that's kind of, I can understand, like that, batteries don't like heat. So what I've done is I've wired them all together. The wire runs up all through here. It goes to a solar panel. Quick explanation, you can go back and watch the other videos, but there's a solar panel. I think it's a 100 watt solar panel that supplies 2 old car batteries. Not good enough for cars, but good enough for what I'm doing. All goes to here. It converts it, so that's your solar controller there. So solar in, battery out. That looks after all the charging, which is what this is reading. So it's already full. It's only 9:20 in the morning and it's already full, 13.8 volts. That's temperature up the top there. Then this thing converts it down to 4.2 volts, which is what the lights need. So that they were running off 18650 single cell lithium, so they need 4.2 volts. So that's what this takes it from 12 volt to 4.2 outputs there. And then this is your timer. So I've got a timer now. Obviously, yeah, they're not going to work. And plus I don't want them running all night to drain this battery. So currently I've got them on for, like, you know, come on at 6, turn off at 9. We're in bed by 9:30 anyway, because we get up early. And then I've got them coming on at 4:30 or something like that, just before we get up, and they turn off at 6. So they're only on for a few hours a day rather than be on all night, and then they're flattened right down. The batteries are knackered, and then they take ages. Plus the ones along that fence there, you can see there, they are constantly in the shade, so they're not going to charge up properly anyway. So when these were in, you know, the ones over there were way dimmer than these ones that copped sun. So this way everything gets full brightness all the time, and it's only on when you need it. You got plenty of capacity in there. So what I did also, that's why I'm kind of explaining this. So yeah, just tidied this up a little bit. It's still a bit messy, but it's good enough. So what I also did was put a new wire in here, which can be unplugged, and that now runs my fan, because I did mention it the other day, I forgot to tip this thing leaks. This is fennel for the grass disinfectant, and I used it and I didn't tip it back like this, and it leaks out of this, and it made there was a big puddle of it here on the floor. And 4 days later, or no, actually about a week later, I can still smell it. Like, you open the door and it's strong, like almost too strong to even be in here. I can still smell it now, and I've sprayed ether over it, and I can still smell it. So yeah, I needed this thing to run, but I wanted it to run at night time, obviously, to vent this out all day, all night. It's a 12-volt fan up there, exhaust fan, but it's got a solar panel on the roof. It's all self-contained. So what I wanted to do was break into that wiring. So now I've got it on a switch, so you can see here I've just wired it up. So it's solar fan. So currently it's off, but I'm forcing it to run off the 12 volt, if that makes sense. So if I pull this, hopefully I can do it with one hand, yep. So there you go, so the fan's just turned off. You're probably not going to be able to tell, but you might be able to tell. Yeah, you should be able to tell. You can see it spinning there. We'll wait till it stops. Anyway, I'll flick the switch. There she goes. You can kind of hear it. So now it's running. So now I've got it on here, obviously, and it's running. It's not running off that battery. It's running off its own solar panel, which is on the roof, which is what I normally have it on, so that at night time, it doesn't do anything. And then during the day, this fan is running and it keeps it nice and ventilated in here. I've noticed my tools have stopped rusting as well since I've been doing that. It doesn't just stay stale moist air in here. It kind of changes the air over. So yeah, so that's good. But like I said, because of what happened here, sometimes I'll spray paint or something in here, so I want this running at full speed even when the sun's not out. So you just turn that off and then connect that back in, and she runs 24/7 until those batteries go flat. I don't think that fan and those few lights are going to flatten 2 car batteries, but yeah, so it'll probably run indefinitely. I have noticed, I have been running this all morning off the fan, and the voltage has actually gone up. So yeah, the solar panel is putting more power back into the batteries, plus what the lights have used overnight than what the fan's using. So yeah, she's working good, so all good there. And then I also tidied up my charger section here, because I don't know how I've ended up with 2 of these, the Tool Pro ones. I'm not sure. I must have bought something that why are they not got lights on them? They should do. Red light should be a green light, I suppose. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the green light is very, very dim. It's not as bright as the red. So they're done. That's done. Yeah, so I've ended up with 2 Tool Pro. I wasn't using this one. I just found it in my thing. I was actually looking for my second Azedo one, and I found the Tool Pro. I was like, oh well, it kind of would make sense to. They're the ones I use most of the time, the 18 volt Azedos and the 12 volt Tool Pros. So I got rid of my Milwaukee, because the only Milwaukee thing I have is a wrench, the M12 wrench, and I don't use it very often. Plus that battery lasts for years anyway. So I got rid of them, and I've got some Ryobi things as well. I don't use them very often, so they're gone. The chargers are gone for them, and I'll just put what I need the most here. So yeah, I only recently just got the second Azedo charger, because when you buy the what's it called, the pressure washer, cordless pressure washer, you can't buy it skin only, so unfortunately. So you've got to buy it with a battery. You get a battery and a charger. So yeah, so might as well use them. And then I've got it all labelled. So obviously 18 volt 1 is that one, 18 volt 2 is this one, USB. It all matches up. The only reason I've done that is because I did mention it in the Busselton video. We're going to go and stay at my mate's place in Busselton, and in exchange for free accommodation, I'm just going to do a little bit of work for him there, like clean, pressure wash his driveway. And so yeah, that pressure washer will be I won't be using that to pressure wash a driveway. I've got a gurney one, electric one, plug in, but that'll be good for doing the windows. I told him I'll do his windows as well. So I'm going to need to bring chargers with me, so that way when you want to bring, you obviously just unplug that, and then you know that is for that, if that makes sense. So otherwise you're kind of tracing wires back and trying to figure out which one is which. So this one I can just pull. If I want to bring 18 volt charger 1, I just unplug it here and feed it through. That comes with me, and I'll probably bring both chargers, because yeah, I'm gonna need a fair bit of power. So yeah, everything's charged. What's he coughing about? What are you doing? Hey, what are you you eating? They love eating plants, these dogs, and then they get sick. But anyway, yep, that's all that is. So I'm pretty cool to get time off work. My work's pretty flexible, so I'm no dramas getting. I was only going to take 2 days off anyway, and then go over a weekend, so that way we're there for 4 days. It's only 2.5 hours away from here, so it's not that far. So I've just got to tee my missus up. She's a bit harder to get time off work. She's got to get someone to cover for her. So yeah, but it won't be happening soon anyway. But it's definitely going to happen before it gets hot, before summer kicks in. So yeah, it's going to be in the next couple months. We'll probably go down for 4 days. We've been there a lot of times, so it's not a tourist kind of thing for us anymore. It's more just to go to relax and get away from the house, and just, you know, change of environment a little bit. We've done all the tourist stuff, all the caves. You know, there's like 4 or 5 caves you can go into. We've done all that. So yeah, that's not a priority for us. So yeah, it'll be good. Just a bit of a working holiday would be good. So I did explain it in the Bustleton video. So if you want to find out what we're doing, what we're going to be cleaning and fixing and stuff down there, and there's a heap of photos. You'll see the condition of the place. So yeah, that's all that's going to be. So yeah, a lot of this stuff's have to come with us. So I need the chargers accessible. That's all that's about. But yeah, anyway, I'll get this standing up. I might give it another half. Well, that's actually pretty dry. That one good thing about that paint, it's the only positive it's got, is it dries in like 10 minutes. So but yeah, so that's tomorrow. We're going to be using this. Hopefully it works. I can't see an i20 bush requiring more than 4 ton of force to get in. I'm actually going to chuck them in the freezer tonight, so that way they shrink a bit. And then when we take the bushes out, I've got a little oxy gun. I might just heat them up, and then when we're ready for them, we'll get the bushes out of the freezer, and they might even just drop in. We'll see. But if they don't drop in, they're going to go in fairly easy if we keep one in the freezer and the bush bit hot. So we'll see how we go with that. But anyway, I'll switch off for a bit. I'll let this heat up. I might actually make a coffee, because it is about that time. Normally what I do while I've got this bench out here, I get the blower in here and I give everything just a good tidy up. And then Friday, I mean, that toolbox, the little toolbox, is going to be coming out tomorrow morning and going down there. So same deal. When that's out, I'll give everything a good tidy up. Kind of keeps it half decent in here. So, but it stays pretty clean in here. It's not too bad. But anyway, I'll get back to you. We'll stand this up and we'll give it a quick try. I've got nothing to try it on, but we'll just try the motion of it, and hopefully it's stable. Okay, all done. I think that's enough. It's had about half an hour. I've actually got the blower and did the front yard. We had a heap of wind last night, so yeah, it needed a bit of a tickle up out there. So to use this thing, not that I'm ever used it before, but in theory, one of them through there, and now you can see here it's pretty weak. What is it? I think it's galvanised 1.6mm, but then I've beefed it up with 5mm plate angle, 5mm angle. So that'll go like that. That way, if you put it this way, you're kind of pushing on the 5mm plate. If you put it that way, you're still going to collapse the 1.6. So you kind of want to be a little bit strategic about it, I suppose. Put it right up against it. Same deal on this one. So you want to be like that. So nice, solid, flat plane to work on. I think that goes in like that. That goes in like that. And then down you go. So depending on how big, tighten that up. That's the release for the jack. Depending how big your work thing is, depending if you, because see I could actually put it there if I wanted to. Like that. So if you've got a really small bit, you can go there. If you've got a really big bit, so the bottom holes are pretty much, oh no, you can still use it, yeah. I thought they wouldn't fit between the legs, but they do. But yeah, no dramas there. So You've got plenty of working room, so I should measure it just so everyone knows. So now I don't have springs, so to push this back up, you just got to use your hand. So you can make it fit your use case, whatever. But you've got 60 mil of play there. Then if we drop it one. Like that. Now you've got 150, 140. Now I won't do it on the bottom one because I did forget to drill the hole on this one. So yeah, but anyway, that's going to be, you know, for this size press, I think 150 mil is going to be pretty good. Unless you're doing like gearbox, you got to press a bearing or a bush into the back of a gearbox case. None of these are going to be good. You need a stand-up one. You need the ones that go right down to the floor, and you know you can put 500 mil of gearbox case first, and then kind of decide what you're doing with this. So this is only for suspension arms and stuff like that. So that's all it's ever going to be for. I've got no way to test it. I've got nothing that needs pushing or braking or anything really. So let's just load it up on the arms and see what starts bending first. Like that. Probably you want them like that, and then like that. Nice and solid like that. Okay, tighten that up. Can hear it. Ooh, something's smoking. That's crazy. What's that? I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's smoke or dust. It can't be smoke. There's nothing. What? I don't know what that is. That is so strange. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's a lot of force. Hopefully I haven't just broken it. But it doesn't feel like it's getting tighter. That actually feels like the oil's coming out of, if there's an oil in there. Nothing's flexed though. I might need to span it to undo that. Yeah, that was, there we go. So it did release. It's all loose. Hopefully it goes back up. I'm expecting to see oil come out of it somewhere. Oh, there is oil coming out of it. No, that's no good. That might have ruined. There's some oil there. Yeah, not sure. They're not rebuildable, I'm pretty sure. I'm wondering what's happened. Only thing I can think of is something got hot when I was welding, and it's burnt a seal. That's disappointing. Hopefully it works for long enough that we can use it. So I won't stress it out anymore. Yeah, okay. It definitely got tight though, so like there was a fair bit of force in it. So it's probably not gonna, it won't do the whole 4 ton though, because it's losing pressure with the oil. So that's what that noise was. It must have like a tiny pinhole leak on something. That's really bad. There's no way I can. Yeah, I didn't buy it new anyway. This thing. So it's not like I can take it back, and it's all welded, and it's not going to work like that. Anyway, I'll use it. You can see the oil just here a little bit, and a little bit just here. So yeah, I'll use it. See how it goes. Worst case scenario, my dad's got a mate that owns a workshop, mechanics workshop, so we'll have to zip down there. It's a bit of it's not a massive drive, it's probably half an hour, 20 minutes from my place. But yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, it would have been good just to do it here, but yeah, if we have to, we have to, and that was a waste of time. There's no way I can change that bottle jack without angle grinding a lot of stuff. Yeah, but anyway, doesn't matter, is what it is. It can end up on the scrap. Like I said, it cost me nothing, just time and a bit of welding material. Yeah, literally cost me nothing to do. So that actually, that looks like it's got a bow in it. So it's putting force on, 100% it's putting force on. I was reefing on it, so yeah. Unless I was maxing it out and not realising it, and to lift a car, there's no way it's that much force. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out tomorrow, and I'll let you know on a different video at the start or something like that how it went, and whether we had to go to my dad's mate's workshop and finish it off, or this was good enough. So anyway, good little project anyway. So yeah, that's probably a couple things I would change is, yeah, just be careful how much heat you put into the bottle jack, I suppose. There's no way to really make it a bolt-on thing. It's got to be welded, so yeah, there's not really a way to do that. And also start out with thicker material to begin with. Don't do what I did and then have to bulk it up. And put springs on it. That's number one. If you're going to use it a lot, you definitely need springs. They're the only couple of improvements that I would do to it. Otherwise, it's good enough. As long as that can push the bush in, we'll see what happens. But anyway, all good. So yeah, well, kind of a successful project, but maybe not. Won't know till tomorrow. But anyway, like I said, I'll let you guys know. Cheers for the help. Catch you on the next one. See ya.